We've been treated to an exhibition of fireworks and all forms of entertainment, and as the players take to the field, we welcome you to Derwent Park, Workington, for the opening game of the centenary season of the English Rugby League. In this momentous season, this first game is between the red-hot favourites for the league championship, Wigan, who are looking for the 7th successive win, and now the bookies red-hot favourite, and taking on Workington, who are the rank outsiders in the betting, but I've no doubt not only have we had fireworks off the pitch, we'll have fireworks on the pitch when Workington will be doing all that they can to take on this Wigan side. The Wigan team tonight, not quite at full strength. Nigel Wright injured in Dublin at the weekend, but otherwise Wigan have an extremely strong squad out. At number 1 they have Radlinski making his first start at fullback, Robinson, Twiggamala, Connolly and the Fire, and that is a very awesome three-quarter line. Henry Paul moving up from full-back to stand-up half, along with Sean Edwards making his first appearance of the season. In the front row we have Skerritt, Hall and O'Connor. Horton and Cassidy in the second row, and Farrell, who had a tremendous game at Dublin last weekend, is at loose forward. Wigan, of course, have lost the services of Dennis Betts and Philip Clark and Botica, suffering down under with injuries, but this is still a strong Wigan team, and the substitutes for Wigan tonight are Quinnell, Johnson, Smythe and Knowles. Workington suffering somewhat. They have their injuries, the missing Fawcett and Pickering and Happy. At tonight, Livett at number 1, who's come in from Woolston Amateurs. Number 2, Penrice. 3, Burns. 4, the Frenchman, Frez. And at 5, the South African Johnson, who's come up from the Broncos. At half-back, Kitchen at 6 and Marwood at 7. In the front row, Roland Phillips, whom they've just signed on at quite a price, Phil McKenzie, who's one of the coaches, and Schubert. In the second row, Armstrong and Billy McGinty, who's co-coach, along with McKenzie. And at loose forward, we have Holgate. In the subs, we have Stenton, Gawley, Pape and Riley. Referee, after the 2-minute silence, Miss Stuart Cummings, blows up for the start of what could be a momentous occasion, a great season, a foreshortened season this. We have 14 months or so of almost continuous rugby, leading into summer rugby for the first time, and Wigan, of course, will be all out to get another championship, and this time, if they win it this season, they will retain the trophy. Workington then, from left to right to start the game. Referee's arm held high, and away we go. Wigan should get the first touch here, picked up cleanly, and the referee gives a penalty to Wigan. And a very early penalty there for Wigan, banged into touch, puts Wigan in the early attacking position, and down they go in the first of the second set of 6 as Hall comes over. Hall moving it inside onto Cassidy. Cassidy going down in the second tackle. Hall trying to get the Wigan team moving hard. Farrell coming in, driving. He's so big and strong and so talented, is Andy Farrell. Bit slow around the play the ball. Wigan 10 metres out, going hard for the line, turning it back inside. Wigan trying to batter the way through, 10 metres out. Hall coming over. Wigan using up the set of 6 tackles as they move the ball across the line. O'Connor quickly taken, 10 metres out. Referee's hand goes up. We're on the last tackle as Hall comes over. Will we get a ploy from Wigan? Kick out to the outside to the far wing for Robinson. Ball goes loose, and it's ball still on the floor. Wigan keeping it moving. A Fire turning it inside onto Edwards. Edwards hoists a high ball. That's an awkward one. and the referee giving Wigan a penalty, a turnover on the last tackle. There must have been an offence at the end there. Mr. Cummings right on top of the game, wanting a little bit baffling from his signals there, gives the player the ball. Workington back in their own 20-metre area. Wigan coming in very quickly onto the tackle to try and hold them down. Workington, of course, playing it very sensibly in their own 20-metre area. Ball comes on to Marwood. Marwood running through well from Acton halfback, taken by Farrell. And Workington keeping this ball very tight, playing it very safe as they try to bring it away. And it's Hooker Mackenzie now trying to get his team going as they fight the way into the Wigan half and go down in the 5th tackle. A little bit of hesitation there for the kick, and there's a deep kick. Well taken by Wigan. Radlinski running it out well. It's tattle low and hard. Wigan taking the time getting back as Hall comes in. Hands a short one onto a Fire with his new hairstyle. Running out towards the right wing, coming into the centre of the play. Robinson waiting at dummy half. Robinson lobs it inside. Farrell it is who's taking it on. Now Hall has come over to his usual role as acting halfback. Wigan spreading the ball out wide, trying to get it out to this left wing. Good handling by Wigan, moving it out quickly to being forced back inside. Gary Connolly, who can be so elusive in his running, still taking him on. Not only is he elusive, he's strong, but he disappears underneath Burns. And it's Twigger-Marler coming over to acting halfback, turning it inside onto Cassidy. Cassidy lets it go out onto Hall, and this tough, hard battle going on among these forwards as Twigger-Marler moves it inside. Edwards hoists a high ball. That's an awkward one for Levitt at full-back, and he takes it beautifully and runs it out well, and a good follow-up by Wigan, and they have a job putting him down, but that was well taken by the Workington full-back. Workington, Marwood bringing it away well, met by Farrell and by Twigger-Marler. That's an awful thing to have to meet. There's a lot of power there, and Farrell is in once more into the tackle, and there's a big capacity crowd here who are all worked up and excited as Henry Paul goes into the tackle as well. Both sides playing this game well, coming on strongly, and that's a good, hard, driving run by Workington. A kick through behind the Wigan defence. Radlinski covering across for it, takes it, running it out well, but the bags of follow-up there and a good run. He goes down safely. Cassidy coming over to acting halfback. Cassidy bringing it away, giving his team time to regroup, turns it back inside. Henry Paul trying to beat his men. Henry Paul at standoff today, of course, not his usual full-back position. Wigan a little bit slow away from the play the ball, and the caught in possession from behind the play the ball, and the referee shrieking on his whistle, and Gary Connolly none too happy with that, and Wigan get the penalty. Touch judge signalling very graphically that there was a swinging arm, and Penrice going to pay the penalty here for taking a swing at Gary Connolly, and Sean Edwards makes sure a few metres short of the halfway line. Wigan with the tap, first man coming hard onto it. Terry O'Connor driving in hard, welcoming committee of 3, put him down. Hall waiting for the play the ball. Martin Hall moves it inside, and Workington holding Wigan well in these opening minutes. No sign of a crack in the defence. They're tackling hard as Kel Skerritt takes him on. He's being taken by Armstrong, and eventually they bang him down to the deck. All moving it. Edwards turning, changing the direction back inside onto Henry Paul, turning and twisting. Horton moving it across. Edwards holding it, timing his pass nicely. Radlinski hands it on. Twigger-Marler losing his wingman, now a fire to Edwards. Edwards puts a kick into the far wing, out towards the right wing, and it's beautifully taken out on the left wing. Very nicely taken by Johnson, the South African. And the referee said he's going to give a drop out from underneath the post. So possession back to Wigan again for another set of 6. Wigan have had a lot of the balls in these opening minutes. Referee holding them up as Marwood prepares to take the dropout. A high one, a short one. And the Fire lets it bounce, takes it after the first bounce, goes in nearly through. Martin Hall holding it. Short one onto Cassidy. Martin Hall again. Wigan trying to spread it out onto the wing, turning it back inside, but sound tackling this working the defence, a solid wall across the field. Martin Hall coming over onto Edwards. Edwards moving it wide. Wigan have an overlap if they can get it out here, and they move it out, and Wigan are in at the corner. Radlinski's in. The touch judge giving him in touch. No, the try has been given to Radlinski. Radlinski goes over to get Wigan's first points of the season. About 7 or 8 minutes of first half gone, and Wigan had a big overlap there. And Radlinski timed his joining the three-quarter line. He timed it to perfection and goes over in the left-hand corner to give Wigan the lead by 4 points to 0, and leaving a long, long kick. Wigan, of course, without Frano Botica this season. Farrell round the corner, about a metre in from this left-hand touch line. Stabbing at it now, he lifts it high. And over, good kick by Farrell, converts that try by Radlinski, so Wigan go into a 6 points to 0 lead. Well, that will be encouraging for the world champions. It's not easy coming up here to Derwent Park and beating these Cumbrians. They play it hard and they play it tough. And last season, although they didn't finish up in the top 8, they got some great victories and were a hard team to beat. They put up some stern opposition at times. Wigan with possession again. Simon Horton taking at them, runs into Armstrong. Armstrong puts him down. Robinson so elusive from behind the play of the ball. We've seen him go in there and streaking down the field and scoring tries, and now it's Hall bringing it away. A nice dummy by Hall, and very valuable ground gain, and that's a great run by Martin Hall from the acting half-back position. Farrell coming over now. Farrell trying to get them moving. Edwards, long pass from Edwards. And we're going to break him through, and the support with him. It's turned inside, the ball's gone loose, and Workington have it. That ball was thrown anywhere, and Wigan were not following the man with the ball, and so it's a present to Workington, and Workington come charging through. Schubert plays the ball back. Marwood hands it on. Wigan coming in hard, 3 at a time to put the men down. That's an awful reception committee. Being played a little bit tight by Workington at the moment, not getting it out to the backs as Mackenzie tries to get his back line moving, comes on to Burns, and Burns has to dive with the ball to Mackenzie. Mackenzie putting a kick through. He's a clever footballer and a good footballer, and a great player is Phil Mackenzie, and he finds touch in the Wigan 20 metre, about 15 metres out should be. Wigan to feed in the first scrum of the game. The Edwards to feed. Edwards then feeds the scrum, feeds it to Wigan. It's coming out very slowly. It's stuck in the second row onto Radlinski, who'd come into in between the scrum half and the standoff. Farrell hands it across onto a Fire trying to get in the middle of the field, turning the ball inside. Wigan have lost it again. It's on the loose, and the referee will surely give the knock on. Wigan early doors, takes time to get that sharpness, that wholeness, and working together, and so it will be Marwood to put it in, and Marwood to get it out, moves it across, and Wigan hold them easily as Cassidy breaks quickly from the scrum. Good tackling by Cassidy. Workington running a little bit wide across the 20 metre line, and a gap appeared in the Wigan defence. Mackenzie hands it on. Phillips, who's playing at number 10. Marwood getting it going, and they're keeping the ball moving well as tries to come through. Mackenzie hammering away at the Wigan line, right on the line, back to Roland Phillips. Roland Phillips trying to batter his way through, his arms are locked, he can't get rid of it. Mackenzie spreads it wide, Wigan come in the line, little kick through and it bounces beautifully and well taken by Radlinski. Robinson wanted to bring the ball away and bring it away well, he does. That was a good clearing run by Robinson. Wigan having to fight the way out of trouble now as Farrell puts his shoulder in, drives out to the 20 metres. And Wigan bringing the ball away from the danger zone, but keeping the ball alive, standing still as they're taking it and being forced wide across the field. Wigan going round the narrow side, Edwards turning it back inside. Wigan trying to fight the way over the halfway line, keeping this ball alive. And they're having a job putting Robinson down. Lovely dancing run, beautiful on his feet as Connolly comes over to help out. Connolly from behind the play the ball onto Edwards. Edwards puts the kick in and puts a high one in. I think we're on the last tackle and it's taken. Wigan followed that up beautifully. That was well followed by a fire and he tackled his man well, and a fire going inside and a fire has him again. He can't put him down but he does enough to stop him, and the tackle is completed by Henry Paul. Henry Paul coming round, following them across, and Cassidy's in there along with a fire doing its stint of defence. Penrice had moved it inside into the middle, the ball's been dropped, that should be Wiggins, it's been snapped up by Henry Paul. Henry Paul keeping, turning and twisting. Cassidy from the acting half-back, Cassidy moving it across, a long pass by Edwards. A gap appears, Wigan having to bring it inside and trying to crash the way through, but good tackling. Puts Twiggamala down. O'Connor coming hard and straight, O'Connor still going, they're having a job putting him down. Had a slight shower of rain earlier on, but this ground must be very, very hard as Edwards hands a short one and there's a break on. Wigan going for a great try by Simon Horton. He came through beautifully on that, and Sean Edwards, so great at timing his pass, held it to the end of the second. And Simon Horton coming steaming onto that one, and Simon Horton looks as if he has the makings of a great forward, and it could well be that Wigan might not miss Dennis Betts as much as they thought they would. Already got the scalps of Warrington and Leeds in the pre-season games. Andy Farrell, none too difficult to kick. Andy Farrell stabs at it and he's pulled it across the face of the post and missed. Well, I shouldn't have said none too difficult to kick. He should have been having kicked one from the touchline. He's missed one from slightly to the left of the post. Wigan then about 17 minutes gone, almost halfway through this first half, leading Workington 10 points to 0, who've hardly posed any threat at all to the Wigan try line. Had possession of the ball about 10 metres out for one period, but nothing came of it. The kick through was well taken by Radlinski, and now Wigan with the length of the field to go, but that's no problem to this team. Plenty of speed merchants here who can run the length of the field. And Workington having difficulty in handling some of these players. Short pass on to O'Connor, Terry O'Connor having a good strong game in place of Cowie. Hall managed to get his pass in. Kel Skerrett coming into the fray. Hall, Farrell, little kick through, left footed, being chased now. Livick going for it, it's in the in-goal area and he's having to run it out. Can Wigan catch him in the in-goal area? And that's good following up by Wigan. Edwards is there and Robinson, that was good following up, and Livitt coming in from the amateur game is finding what a tough baptism having to face Wigan so early on, and this should be another set of 6 for Wigan as Workington prepare to drop out from underneath their own sticks. Howard, not a very deep one. Cassidy coming hard and straight. That's the way Cassidy loves to go. Comes at them really hard, drives in, like a Sherman tank. Hall going on his own, sells a little dummy looking for support, and it's with him in the shape of a Fire. Fire dancing, showing a lot of strength. A Fire handing them off. He's going cross field. He's not getting a lot at the moment, and he hands the ball on to Robinson. Robinson trying to dance his way through. Robinson still going. Great run by Robinson. Robinson turning for the line, and he dies, but he's held up. Referee taking a close look at it, and I think he's going to give a penalty, and the yellow card, a professional foul. Wigan right on the line. Edwards going to take it. Livet caught out there, a little bit of a panic in his ranks as Robinson inches from the line after two tremendous runs. A great run cross field by a Fire, handed on to Robinson, and they couldn't get their hands on him at first, and eventually three of him managed to down him right on the line, and this one should be flirted over. Wigan leading by 10 points to 0, having to wait for the sand. Andy Farrell once more, kicked 1 out of 2 so far. Well, no trouble with the distance, just a question of getting his technique right and his direction. If he can make Farrell's goal kicking like Rob Andrews, he'll do well, because there's one thing Andrews can do is kick a ball. About his other talents, I would say nothing as Farrell comes up. And he's missed it. He does need a tutor. And Workington get possession from that penalty. Well, Wigan, and the ball's gone loose. That should be Wigan's as Scarrett gets it, managed to flick it out onto O'Connor straightening up, gets it out onto Twigger-Marler. Twigger-Marler bringing Robinson inside again, and he's a real thorn in the side this evening, is Robinson. Having a great game, Jason Robinson, extremely elusive. Wigan hot on the attack now here, pressing it home as Farrell holds it. Farrell dummies, trying to go through, keeping the ball alive onto Edwards. Edwards moving it out on the right wing. Paul, a long pass. Wigan going towards the touchline, their enemy. Gary O'Connor, trying to drag the defenders in to form the gap further out. Hall moving it across, Edwards holding it. Edwards, Scarrett can't take it, knocked on, comes to Billy McGinty, an old Wigan favourite, and Billy McGinty, skull dragged by Cassidy for his pains. Marwood hands it onto Phillips. Roland Phillips trying to batter his way through. Workington forward, trying to play it hard, and Wigan meeting them equally determinedly as Scarrett comes in. But this has been good running by the Workington forwards. Almost up to the halfway line, but they're still in their own half, and Wigan been holding them there. Wigan trying to, and the ball's gone loose. Referee letting it carry on. No, he's going to bring them back. The ball was loose and picked up by Schubert, but ball must have been lost in the tattle. Referee signals that it's Edwards put in just over the halfway line, just inside the Workington half. Workington spectators don't like it. There's about 17 or 18 minutes still to go. Edwards feeds. Farrell takes it. Farrell taking it away from the scrum, hands it on to Twigger-Marler. Planned move from which very little came. Wigan battering the way forward as Farrell goes on, taking them on, running very strongly. Workington coming round very, very quickly at the play of the ball. Wigan finding it hard to move the ball away as the charge is coming round, hampering the acting half, but this time it comes out to Edwards. Edwards handing it on, Paul back to Edwards. Edwards a long pass, Radlinski's up with them. Dumb it to Radlinski, bringing a Fire inside, a Fire going for the line. He's dancing his way around, manages to hand the ball on to Edwards. Edwards holding it, Edwards manages to get the ball out. Paul back again, Wigan keeping this ball alive as it comes to a Fire. A Fire turns it, and they must be in here as they dummy the way, and Cassidy goes over. Been well set up earlier on by a Fire. They had a job getting him down, and a Fire doing an awful lot of work tonight. and the gap appeared, and Cassidy, using the man on his outside as a foil, goes over to make it now Wigan 14. Fine physique of a lad there, beautiful build. He hits it left-footed, and that one's missed as well. So Wigan missing Franel Botica for the goal kicking, not capitalising on the tries. They could well have been 20 points in front now, so we're 25 minutes gone. However, it should be possession back to Wigan again, as Marwood coming up to the centre. Wigan well on top in this game. A lot of commitment, a lot of effort from the Workington Town side, but not looking in the same class as Wigan. A deep kick, taken cleanly by Wigan. Cassidy, the last scorer, hit hard by Billy McGinty and Holgate. Wigan forwards doing the stint of work here. Simon Horton did a good clearing run, doing the grafting job. A bit of a jeer there from the town supporters of Kel Skerritt, lost his footing, but Wigan playing it very steady as they play out the set of 6, battering the way up to the halfway line. Hall decides he'll gain valuable yards of territory, taking it over the halfway line, looking for support. And his ball's gone out of his hand, he let it go. Wigan pick it up, it's been knocked on and Skerritt's going. Skerritt looking for support. And eventually it's Farrell, but it wasn't organised play there, and Farrell still struggling his way forward. Wigan now hot on the attack again as the ball is flung out wide. Henry Paul trying to get them going. Wigan trying to dummy the way through, turning inside onto Connolly. Connolly looking to squeeze the ball out, and his arms are locked and he can't get shut of it, and eventually has to go down to the deck. A long pass to Edwards, Edward holding it, a short pass by Edwards, and a fires in for his first try of the season. A Fire delighted, on his knees there, saluting the crowd, and that once again a beautifully timed pass by Sean Edwards. Class written all over him. He does so much with the ball in his hand. He holds it and then just flicks it out. Little bit of encouragement needed. If he can bang one or two over, he'd probably bang the lot over. And that one over high and true in the middle. Wigan 20, Workington 0. Referee looking at his watch, although we have official timekeepers. And this must be very dispiriting for Workington. The tidal wave of the Wigan attack keeps sweeping over them and hurling them back over their own try line. And that genius Edwards causing a lot of trouble with his passes. Marwood then. Low one, awkward one. Bounces nicely eventually for Twiggamala. And they're having a job pulling him down as Armstrong comes in to help Fraisse, the Frenchman. Couple of passes, Simon Horton taking them on. Referee bringing them back, a lot of shouting from the Wigan spectators. And the referee running over, touch judges on. Looks as if it's going to be a penalty to Wigan. A little bit of mauling going on in the tackle. Philip McKenzie coming over as well to see what the trouble was. As Sean Edwards makes sure that he puts it into touch, a metre or so inside the town half. Onto Kel Skerritt, puts his shoulder in, and they've tried to pick him up, they throw him back. They're setting the stall out as Phillips takes on Skerritt. Don't think it will worry Skerritt as Edwards handed on. A little shout there for a forward pass to O'Connor. and the referee giving Wigan another penalty. Edwards takes a tap penalty quickly. Wigan trying to move it out onto the left wing, being held onto Connolly. Connolly bringing a fire inside. They're on him quickly. A fire keeping the ball moving onto Radlinski, and Wigan has snuffed out the attack. Held up with Radlinski trying to get in, but Hall shoves him out of the way, and that's a bad pass, and it was well trapped. Edwards keeping the ball alive as Wigan move out this way. Out onto Connolly. Connolly pushes one off. Connolly still going, running wide across the field. Sends a long pass out onto Cassidy. Cassidy bringing the ball back inside onto Robinson, and Workington are defending extremely well as Radlinski comes up and turns it inside. Wigan trying to batter the way forward, but they're up against the stout defence, and that was fortunate for Wigan the way that ball floated back. Edwards sends a short one, and Wigan's are going to score here. It's Simon Horton again from an Edwards pass. Once more Edwards timed this pass beautifully, and this young lad who not so long ago was playing in the academy team and was going around the schools on a YTS scheme goes over again for his second try to make it now Wigan 24 points to 0. Now then, can he get this one over? Straight and true, 26 points to 0. That's a tremendous score to have at this period of the game. And the computers are going to be red hot by the time we get to full time if Wigan keep up this sort of play. A hard game, a tough game, and so far a very clean game with one or two little incidents, but nothing with any malice in them. Marwood getting plenty of kicking off practice. The referee waves him on again, keeping the kicks low. Wigan making sure that they pick it up cleanly, moving it about in their own 20-metre area. Workington brought a substitute on. I think it's Riley according to my list, and once again Workington penalised for offside, and they opened his mouth very unwise, and Wigan get an extra big 10 metres, and Edwards bangs it into touch 30 metres out. Hall coming up. Connor doing the prop forwards job, driving into the opposition. Hall. Edwards hands it on onto, I think Quinnella's come up. Edwards holding it, timing his pass, a long pass, and there's a gap as Cassidy goes for the line. They were queuing up there to take that ball as Andy Farrell comes over. Andy Farrell trying to shove his way over as the referee giving it. He's held just short. Cassidy. Edwards, a long pass from Edwards. That stretched them. Ball rolls along the deck. And Wigan have dropped it. Wigan Marler couldn't. Wigan Marler pointing the finger. Henry Paul said, well, you know, one of those things. So it's scrum down with Workington with the double advantage. Wigan almost over in the left-hand corner, and Edwards stretched them right across the field with a wonderful pass, but it's Marwood to feed. Marwood gets it out. Workington now, the hard job, the grafting job of bringing the ball away from the danger area. The forwards doing the work well, and Wigan forwards coming in well, holding them there, but they're gaining 10 yards at a time from the play of the balls. They're playing out the set of 6 well enough. Mackenzie moves it out to Phillips. Phillips had a good breakthrough by Fred. Fred's going hard down the field. Good run by the Frenchman. He's got a fine turn of speed, and now it's Workington with the first time. Hot on the attack. They send a high up and under. Wigan are hesitating, and they take the ball in their own goal area. Is it a bomb or is it tattled in the in-goal area? The referee decides that Wigan are going to have to drop out from underneath their own post. Well, there's a little bit of dissension about that. I think Wigan thought it had been caught cleanly in the in-goal area, and so it will be Andy Farrell to drop out and give Workington another set of 6 tackles. Lifts it high and deep. A long kick by Farrell, On to Livet. Livet trying to come through. And Wigan put the welcoming mat out for him and snuff him out of the game. And there's a strong run by Armstrong. Armstrong driving in hard, taken well by Cassidy. Marwood trying to get Marwood going, turning it back inside. Workington battering the way towards the Wigan line. Sean Edwards coming in. Mackenzie coming through. Mackenzie gets it moving on to Riley. And Mackenzie coming up again to act in half-back, prompting his team. Not a very good pass as it rolls along the ground. And the force back into the Wigan defenders. Marwood, a little grubber kick through here. And the regained possession. Is it another 6? Referee shrieking on his wrist and decides it's the handover as Rodzinski comes up with the ball. And a penalty, I think, to Wigan probably for offside. Ran very, very quickly at the play. And somebody else has spoken again. When will they learn? When will they ever learn? And the referee holding the game up. Thou shalt not speak to the referee. Mackenzie coming over once more to hear what is being said in the lecture, and this will be a let-off for Wigan after being under a little bit of pressure in their own 20 metres. Mr. Cummings signals quite graphically that somebody got the gift of the gob and he's not going to stand for it. Wigan then shoulder in, driving forward, 8 metres from the halfway line. And it's head down and bash. And a penalty against Wigan at the play of the ball. They did not play it correctly. Must be played back with the foot. Kitchen coming up to take the kick down the Wigan right wing touch line. Doesn't gain a lot, but it's safely into touch. 30 metres out. Frez hands it on to Mackenzie. Onto Marwood. Marwood trying to get it moving, but they're being forced back and didn't get past the gain line then. They're still 30 metres out. Wigan trying to kick through at the play of the ball. It's a little bit of a waste. And the referee gives a penalty, and it's taken quickly. Wigan not ready for it. As Frez tries to run it out, bounce down to the ground. Wigan losing the cool a little bit at the moment as Marwood hands it on. Onto Riley. Armstrong moving it across, and Wigan in a bit of trouble here. They're going to have to get the defence sorted out. Radlinski coming in. Mackenzie waiting behind the play of the ball. Changes direction. Moving the ball out across. Kitchen sends a long pass out onto Burns. Burns going for the line. Referee blows. But he's given the try, I think. Burns is over. Gets the first points on the board for Workington, and the Wigan defence became very, very ragged and very ill-disciplined there for a moment, just as we're coming up to halfway. Marwood then, just in from the touchline, on the 20-metre line, lifts it high, lifts it true. It's a good kick by Marwood, and he puts it over to make it 26 points to 6. And now it'll be Wigan to bang it down the field and give it back to Workington. Workington still playing with a great deal of spirit and a lot of commitment and a lot of effort. Heads have not gone down, they're sticking to the task. Not an easy task against this great Wigan side, but I thought Wigan were a little bit ill-disciplined there in the defence for a while. Penalties given away for not playing the ball correctly. One doesn't expect that sort of thing from professionals. Robinson coming in hard. Doesn't care how big they are, Jason Robinson. Belts into them. Helton coming up to help with O'Connor, but he manages to flirt the ball out. The referee going to be a bit annoyed, going to give the scrum and the feed to Wigan. He must have said held, and the ball was flicked out. So advantage to Wigan here. Can they get more points right on half-time? A little bit disorganised in the Wigan pack because they're not quite sure what's happening. Packing very awkwardly in that second row. Not packing straight at all. It shoots out, taken by Farrell. Farrell bringing it away, trying to dummy his way through, knocking them down. Held a couple of metres out. And there goes the hooter. Wigan could not get the points over, but that has been an entertaining first half. Wigan well in the driving seat, beating Workington at half-time by 26 points to 6.
Gas, electricity or both, Norweb now give you the power to choose a better way of using energy and saving money.
Well, that's an excellent start to the season for Wigan, coming up to Cumberland. Not always easy winning up here, but Wigan, a tremendous start, 26 points to 6 ahead. A little lapse there just in the last 10 minutes or so of the first half. Seemed to lose the concentration. Silly penalties given away and a little bit of lassitude in the defence. However, I've no doubt that Graham West, who is a perfectionist, will have had words with them at half-time, and that they will be coming out all fired up as Mr. Cummings looks round at his touch judges. And Andy Farrell, left-footed, hoists a high, deep ball, well taken by Livet. Livet hands it on to Armstrong. Armstrong loses possession, and it's O'Connor. I think it's Skerritt who's off for Wigan, and it's Quinnell who's replaced him. We're playing the international rules. Quinnell tries to batter his way through, and a host of blue jerseys gather around him and hurl him back as Hall hands it on. A long pass by Wigan, and a wide one goes behind Twigger Marler. He does well to go back and recover it. Farrell decides he's going to play them on his own, grovels his way forward a couple of yards. Twigger Marler, and he didn't do so well behind Andy. Penalty to Wigan. They are harassing a little bit at the play of the ball. Twigger Marler having a job. Wigan take the tap penalty. A tremendously long pass from Edwards. Spreads it across the field. Out onto Connolly. Connolly running hard and straight. Well tackled by Burns. Back to a fire. A fire coming inside. Hands it on to Cassidy. Cassidy now taking them on. Being hurled back. Hall. Spin pass. Moving it across. Wigan turning it back inside. Edwards keeping it going. Wigan 15 metres out as Hall comes over. Onto Sean Edwards. Edwards holding it. He has a fire with him. Onto a fire. Fire going for the line. Trying to crash his way through. Gets it out. Robinson. Robinson held just short of the line as Twigger Marler comes up. Twigger Marler moves it inside. Edwards handing it on. And the working defence staying very strong and solid. Wigan about 5 metres out as Hall sends a long one. Edwards holding it. Edwards hands it on. Wigan being forced back inside, put a high up and under there. This is being chased. Ball's loose, and the referee not going to wear it though. And the fire appeals to the gods. Wigan penalised for offside at that kick. Relief then for Workington. Been under a lot of pressure early on in this these opening minutes of this second half. Mackenzie geeing up his team as Kitchen comes over to kick. Down the Wigan left wing, good kick indeed. Now Workington with a set of 6, doing a little bit of a run around. Met by 3 Wigan defenders. Workington sticking to the task, coming hard at Wigan. Mackenzie getting them moving. Wigan moving in very, very quickly on the halfway line. And that's good running by Workington, forcing the way into Wigan territory. Mackenzie moving it out wide. Marwood going cross field, lost a lot of territory, goes down in the last tackle. Now are they set up for the kick? Comes back. And they've been charged down and into touch. The referee going to give the scrum and the put into Workington. Wigan couldn't take it cleanly. As Kitchen tried to get the kick in. Been Marwood to feed. Marwood gets it out. Hands it on, going across the line onto Fresh. Fresh trying to go through. It's snuffed out by the Wigan defenders. Kitchen coming up to act in half-back. Kitchen trying to get them moving. Workington coming hard onto the ball. Driving up to the Wigan 20-metre line. Driving hard for the Wigan line and coming in strongly, and Wigan having a job holding them out. This is good running by Workington as now they pile on the attack. Long pass stretches them as Kitchen moves it across field. Dummy comes back inside, keeping the ball moving, going hard for the Wigan line, and Wigan pushing them back and eventually force them down, but the ball's let go once more. Workington now hammering away as Marwood turns it back inside, and Wigan had read it well and hold them out. Ball goes loose, and the referee will give the knock on. Billy McGinty couldn't hang on to it. Mackenzie dropped on it. The two coaches involved. But this is a bit of a let-off for Wigan. They're under a lot of pressure there, and it will be Edwards to feed. And he feeds it well. It doesn't come out very cleanly. Edwards just lobs it inside onto Robinson, who's such a great clear of his lines, and Robinson still going, and they can't get hold of him. That's great running by Robinson. He sets the place alight, and here's going to be another penalty for interfering at the play of the ball. Edwards very quickly takes it, finds it on the halfway line. Well, Jason Robinson looking on top of his form. Quinnell running very, very strongly, takes him with him. Been suffering a little bit from a pre-season game. Little kick through at the play of the ball, ball's still loose, and Workington have it. Well, Wigan are going to have to watch that. They shouldn't be losing possession when they're playing the ball. Wigan spectators getting rather incensed about that. Farrell coming in, but Workington are all fired up, having a real go at Wigan now as they can one at a time, but they're coming very, very strongly, gaining a lot of valuable territory. Marwood hands it onto Armstrong. Armstrong onto Fresh. Fresh managed to get rid of it onto Burns. Burns coming inside, and Wigan tackling desperately. Good tackle by Hall. The wingman coming in. Penrice puts in a high kick. Right into the Wigan in goal area. It's awkward. This ball's loose on the floor, and the referee screeches on his whistle and says the ball been knocked forward. And it was on the last tackle. Give him a push, I think. Wigan take a quick tap, running it away. Paul, who once dropped out from the post last season and was scored right on the far end of the field as Twigger Marler hands it on to Robinson. Robinson keeping it alive, handing it on to O'Connor. O'Connor fighting his way forward, managed to slip it to Hall. Hall turns it back inside. Wigan did well there from that penalty on their own line. Robinson coming over behind the play of the ball. Robinson holding it, running crossfield, straightens up, taken by Armstrong and by Holgate. On the halfway line, Wigan now pressing their attack forward. Great running by Quinnell, tremendous running, throws out a wild pass after a great run and gives possession back to Workington. Workington back in their own half, and this game is backwards and forwards as Cassidy comes in. He can't smother, and there's a knock on. Riley couldn't take it cleanly, drops the ball, and so to Wigan's advantage, it will be Wigan to feed the scrum. Quinnell on the blind side propping, O'Connor propping on the open side. It's obviously Skerrett who's missing, and we're having to wait a while for Phil Mackenzie. Edwards feeds, comes out quickly. Edwards changes direction as he switches up, turning back inside, but Wigan throw it inside and have gained nothing from that scrum. Not one tattle out of it. Marwood trying to dance away, Cassidy wrapping him up. Riley coming over, moving it inside onto Armstrong. Armstrong coming strongly. And at the moment, Game's a bit untidy, and Workington are giving as good as they're getting. A tremendous effort in this second half by Workington. Feet flailing away there as he goes down in the tackle, rushes forward after he's played the ball, and this is determined play by Workington, and the ball's been let go, and Edwards goes in, managed to hang on to his man, but Workington full of fire as Holgate comes tearing in, puts a little kick through in here. This could be dangerous, and it's bravely dropped on, well dropped on there. Well taken by Radlinski, did well to take that. A fire in the middle of the field, a fire running wide, hands the ball on. Wigan finding it hard to make territory, but now they're away, they're moving well, and ball still going. This is good attacking by Wigan, and that's good hard straight running up to the halfway line and over the halfway line. A great run by Simon Horton. Hall from behind to play the ball, looking for support. Now Wigan taking them on, crashing the way like a great tank brigade. Hall from behind to play the ball, turning and twisting, short pass on to Gary Connolly. Gary Connolly dumbing his way through, gaining a lot of ground before Rowlands puts him down. Cassidy onto Edwards, Edwards changing direction, a long pass the other way, turned inside to a fire, fire throws it back. Wigan fortunate still to have possession. We're in the last battle, 10 metres out, right underneath the post. Wigan undecided, they're going to get caught with it as Edwards has it. Edwards hoists it high up and under, the ball's loose. O'Connor takes it, can he get it down? The referee says he's knocked it forward. Well, a little bit of uncertainty there in the Wigan attack on the last battle, and it's played quickly. Billy McGinty trying to bring it away, and they're alert and they're quick, this Workington side. Cassidy going in, hanging on to his man for grim death. Hall helping to complete the tackle. Riley hands the ball onto Kitchen. Kitchen driving in hard. They're playing with tremendous vigour and tremendous effort from the Workington side. Marwood moving it across, and they're coming inside. A good tackle by Andy Farrell. Marwood, short pass, and that's good running by Holgate, and they battered the way forward. They've played extremely well as Marwood puts the kick in. That's an awkward one. Radlinski's going over, takes it well. He and Robinson nearly gone into each other's way, but Radlinski was having it, and now it's Robinson bringing the ball away. He has an elasticated shirt as it stretched a mile wide there, and now it's Quinnell putting his head down, taking them with him. Strong, powerful forward is Quinnell, settling into the game of rugby league. Oh, and that's a terrific handoff. That's great running by these Wigan forwards. O'Connor having a good, strong, hard game. And these Wigan forwards spelling each other. And there's a tremendous run by Farrell. Farrell has support on the inside. Onto Henry Paul. Henry Paul looking at it. And he's over. Well, that was beautifully set up by Andy Farrell. He came through like a great massive tank, cut his way through, battered his way through, and Henry Paul sensibly knew exactly where to go, following him up well, gets Wigan's first points on the board after 12 minutes of the second half. But it must be very, very hard underneath. Been baking for several months as Farrell comes up, he stabs at it, and it's over in the middle. Another 2 points then to Andy Farrell, got the man of the match in Dublin, and Andy Farrell makes it 32 points to 6. Well, after that splurge of effort from Workington, I wonder if they're going to be able to stick at it. They came out all worked up in this second half, and they gave Wigan a fairly torrid time. Awkward ball, low and hard. Radlinski trapped it well onto Cassidy. Cassidy doing the hard grafting work as Robinson comes over. Robinson decides he's going to have a run on his own. Gains a good 10 metres of ground. Hall taking it away now. Now Hall's making his ground, and he's gained a lot of territory. And he's still going. A great run by Martin Hall. Edwards, short one. Good tackle by Armstrong. Edwards hands it on, a change of direction. Wigan decided they're going to batter the way down to the line. As O'Connor is put down, Robinson inside, a long one to Edwards. Edwards, little stab kick taken well, and Wigan following it up, but it's picked up well by Livett. Livett plays it back to Penrice, and Henry Paul's in quickly along with Gary Connolly. Workington back near their own line, Simon Horton moving up fast. Workington finding it hard to bring it away, but that's a good strong running, direct running by Holgate. Cleared it well, the acting half-back coming through strongly. Wigan are having to tattle as Marwood comes up. Marwood puts the kick in behind the Wigan defenders, but Martin fires there. Martin shoves one off, and he's going, nearly had his head taken off. Well, ambling with his head tucked underneath his arm. That was a high tackle. The referee will surely have words with Roland Phillips. Well, that was a very high one on Martin O'Fire. Edwards laying the law down to his team. The referee signalling that it was very high, and Wigan have brought another substitute on. I think it might be Knowles, I'm not so sure. Wigan forwards, taking Workington on in the first play the ball. Edwards managed to take that very well. It was on his fingertips. Wigan moving the ball, trying to crash the way through, and Wigan looking considerably stronger. Wigan now in a strong attacking position as Edwards waits for it. Comes to Edwards. Edwards a short pass. Wigan turning and twisting and being held. Not too sure about the movement there. Wigan changing direction, forced back into the middle of the field, can't get the ball out. Workington coming up quickly. Long pass out, Wigan still going to try and crash the way over. And it looked like Quinnell going for the line. And the referee shrieks on his whistle and awards Quinnell the try. And I'm wondering whom Wigan have taken off. I think it might be Martin Hall, because we've got number 17 going to acting half-back. But that's another 4 points to Wigan. Wigan now 36. Andy Farrell, another difficult kick. Can he make it 38? Just inside the 20-metre line. Done a lot of practice tonight as he comes up and he lifts it, and once again he misses. So almost halfway through this second half, about 17 or 18 minutes gone. Wigan leading Workington Town by 36 points to 6. No doubt now about the result of this game. It's just a question of how many. Perhaps Graham West might spell some of his players and give them a bit of a rest as Marwood prepares to kick off after that Quinnell try. Edwards, little dab inside to Simon Horton, runs into a mass of Workington forwards. Cassidy, head down. Sidestepping, he has Edwards with him, turns it inside, and Edwards, who's not normally so safe, can't take the pass. He's been kicked on by O'Fire. O'Fire can't get his boot to it, and it's been dropped on by Johnson. Johnson trying to bring it away. Well, that would have been all over a try after a tremendous run by Jason Robinson. Whipped it inside to the backing up Sean Edwards, and for once Sean Edwards dropped it. Not so often that Edwards doesn't take a pass. A fire was coming up on his inside, but the referee has brought them back, penalising Wigan, and Workington bang it into touch. 13 metres from the halfway line, Marwood. Riley takes the tap penalty, moves it inside. Riley again, banging it forward. Roland Phillips, referee not happy. Gives Wigan the penalty. And the crowd doubting some of the habits of the referee, giving a little song about him as Wigan bang it into touch. Connor to shoulder him, well tackled. Wigan coming away well from the acting half-back, and we're nearly over. Inches short of the line. Another substitute been brought on by Wigan. Connolly turning inside to Robinson. Robinson dancing and jinking, trying to force his way over. And good sound tackling, pulls him back. No, he's over. Well, it's very difficult for us to see on our monitor set here. Robinson, who's been an absolute demon in this side tonight, goes over again. They couldn't hold him. Should backheel this one. Getting the raz as he takes it, but it doesn't affect his kicking, and he makes it 42 points to 6. And Wigan amassing a monumental score. Well, it's been quite a night here. There were a lot of celebrations before the game began, a lot of entertainment. And this game, although there's no doubt about the result, has been an entertaining game too. There's been a lot of good players. Simon Horton now taking them on, shifting 3 men out of his way. Must be revelling in this. Nice to see one of the young ones making it. Quinnell been very, very powerful tonight, showing tremendous strength, settling into this rugby league game after his rugby union stint. Edwards handing it onto Henry Paul. Twiggy Marler dummies, turn back inside. Connolly onto Henry Paul. Henry Paul running cross feed, hands it onto Simon Horton, and Wigan can't take it cleanly. And to the delight of the crowd, Wigan knock up. So scrum down to Workington. Workington with the feed and the put in. Yeah. Wigan without the regular hooker as Marwood puts it in and gets it out. Moves it across onto Kitchen. Kitchen taken by Rudlinski. Would come up into the right position. Marwood having a run, and Marwood has to dive with it as Farrell, arms 9'14" long, goes across and takes him. Armstrong trying to batter his way through. Farrell is in again. This is one man at a time from Workington at the moment. I think Wigan can stand that. Well, he ran over that, he didn't play it backwards. And the referee going in, didn't like that tackle, so it's a penalty to Workington, with the tackle being too high. And Kitchen, little dab into touch. Quarter of an hour left. Workington now in a good attacking position. It comes on to Marwood, doing a little run around, trying to batter the way through. Wigan with a solid wall of defenders there that time, but now Marwood going crossfield, turns it back into the middle. Wigan read it well as Henry Paul and O'Connor come in together. Riley onto Marwood, Marwood onto Armstrong, Armstrong going nowhere. Riley coming through from behind the play, the ball turns it inside, and Frez is taken, feet go from under him. Workington now moving the ball wide across the field, not getting that little dab behind there. This could be dangerous, but it's been well covered by Wigan, well taken by a fire. So, he dropped on it well. It was a nasty little kick through there and been well chased on the outside by Penrice. So, Andy Farrell going to have to drop out. Possession, back to Workington. Johnson, South African from London Broncos, on the halfway line. Trez turns it inside, but they're still not crossing the halfway line. O'Connor coming in well with a bit of help. Riley getting it moving onto Kitchen, onto Billy McGinty. Billy McGinty's buried. Roland Phillips, big strong prop forward, Welsh international, nearly got rid of it. Plays the ball to himself and charges forward. Wigan holding them at the moment. Gary Connolly coming in well, but the driving forward remorselessly as the grubber kick comes through. That's an awkward one. Radlinski takes it in his own in-goal area. Did well to beat the first tackler and get back into the field of play. Brought it out well. Jason Robinson turns it inside from the play the ball. Wigan make a breakthrough from near their own line, going tearing down the centre of the field. Henry Paul, a tremendous run. Henry Paul still looking for support right from his own line to over the halfway line. Great run by Paul, wanted to get on with it quickly, and he's knocked down to the deck again, and the referee gives Wigan the penalty. Well, Jason Robinson handed it inside to Henry Paul, straight down from nearly a metre out from his own line, over the halfway line, and he's getting up. And we've got Martin Dermott on for Hall. He's doing a lot of work from behind the play the ball, and Farrell is going to kick for goal. No. Managed to get a good look now, and it's Martin Dermott who's on at number 17. He's been in the game quite a lot since Hall came off. Doing good to have a run as Terry O'Connor going forward. Martin Dermott coming over to the position where he's such an expert, one of the world's best, and a lovely dummy from behind to play the ball, gets it on to O'Connor. That was great play from behind to play the ball by Martin Dermott. He's so skilled in that position. Simon Horton coming over to do acting half-back. Ball brought back inside, Wigan crashing for the line, and a fire can't take it. Wigan playing about, toying with Workington at the moment, whipping the ball about all over the place. And Martin Dermott looking very big and very strong and very fit after his long layoff. It's good to see him back and know that Wigan have good cover there. Marwood feeds. Marwood gets it out, hands it on inside, and Wigan are in quickly. Radlinski going up, but he's not needed. Workington back on defence now, having to drive the way forward. Wigan tearing in quickly to meet them. And that's hard, straight running, being met very strongly by the Wigan defenders. And the referee a good 15 metres back. As Workington have fought the way out of the danger zone. Riley moving across field on the halfway line, and they brought the ball away very, very well indeed. Everybody screaming, get him away, come on. And there's the kick through, awkward one. Did Wigan touch it? No, it's Wigan's put in. And Workington Town still sticking to the task with about 10 minutes to go. 42 points to 6 behind. As Edwards comes over. Edwards feeds out quickly to Wigan. And Wigan running straight at the defenders. Edwards handing on onto a Fire running wide, running well, bringing the ball back into the middle. Wigan, Radlinski, Tatum as he's getting the ball, Robinson, short one onto Twigger-Marler. Twigger-Marler trying to force his way forward, disappears under blue jerseys. Martin Dermott. Just hands it on from the play of the ball. Wigan trying to straighten up and go through. Wigan moving it out wide, going hard for the line and flung down, and we have another substitute on. Edwards lobs it onto Paul. Paul moving it out wide onto a Fire going for the line, a Fire coming inside. Lets the ball go back, and we've knocked on. Well, Wigan trying a little too much one field. It might have been better playing the ball. And it's played quickly. Kitchen bringing it away. Henry Paul has him. Workington struggling in their own half in the danger zone. The referee has been taking both sides well back. O'Connor coming in, trying to smother him, lock his arm so he can't get shut of the ball. That's Marwood. Little short pass, Billy McGinty. Head down, running into Farrell. Might just as well running into brick wall as Marwood saying, come on, you take it, you take it. As Schubert has a go. Marwood putting the kick in behind the Wigan defenders. Martin Afire looks at it, couldn't care less, lets it go into touch. There's no point in touching it. Wigan might just as well get the feed and the possession. Forwards going back a little bit wearily. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way as they... Edwards has it. Whips it inside. Pack breaking up. Forwards getting into position. Ready to bring it away as Edwards sends a long wide pass out. Robinson manages to turn it back inside. Robinson going very, very strongly indeed. Managed to keep the ball moving. A good pass on to Henry Paul. Henry Paul looking for support. Gets it through, and Wigan forcing the way forward. That was a good run by Wigan. Robinson again coming down the middle of the field, and Wigan keeping the ball alive. Coming through again from acting half-back. Going hard for the line. Sidestepping up. Wigan going to make it, and they dive over. Well, that's referee not awarding the try. There's going to be one disappointed substitute. As Wigan scrum down, Marwood puts it in, Marwood gets it out. Wigan moving, and the ball's been dropped and it's been snapped up by Wigan. Wigan moving it onto Twigger-Marler out, and it's a walking day in Belfast for Robinson. Well, that was so easy. Probably tiredness, weariness, creeping into the Workington side. They got the ball from the scrum. When they were tackled, they lost it. Wigan snapped it up quickly. Out to the right wing, and Twigger-Marler held his pass nicely. And Robinson, a fantastic finisher, kept good control of the game. There's only been the odd incident or two, the occasional high tattle. Andy Farrell makes it 48, through in the middle. Wigan, I suppose, wondering, are they going to get the half century in their opening match of this centenary season? Wigan, who've dominated the game for the last decade. Probably wanted to finish champion, which they always want to finish, but particularly so before we come into the Super League, and Wigan looking a super team. Marwood, once again, they have at least managed to cross Wigan's line. 6 points to Workington, 46 to Wigan. Edwards looking for support. Onto Horton. Horton, who's shown a lot of ability and a lot of class tonight. And the young Wigan substitutes have come on, all played hard. Martin Dermott to Edwards, giving him many a pass. Not a particularly good pass, the ball been knocked on by Workington. the referee will bring them back for the knock-on. Henry Paul playing at standoff half tonight. He's been playing nearly everywhere for Wigan. He's had a go at loose forward, he's had a go at scrum half, he's been full back. Workington get possession, of course, from the scrum. Holgate trying to go through. Paul hangs on to him as Marwood comes over. Marwood from behind the play the ball. Hands it on to Schubert. Schubert downed easily. Workington now trying to get more points on the board, and I'm sure that Wigan will want to keep the line intact. Armstrong to Schubert. Roland Phillips, I'll get him right in a bit. Roland Phillips turning round. Riley coming up from behind the play the ball. Whips it wide, knocked on. Kitchen couldn't take it cleanly. Bit of relief for Wigan there. 10 metres out from their own line. And Sean Edwards to put it in. Edwards coming over to the scrum. Puts it in well, gets it out onto Robinson. Robinson running crossfield, straightens up and he busts through. And Robinson streaking down the field and sidestepping his way through, looking for support. Robinson still going, and they get up with him. That was good support, and the kick through. He's being chased here. Radlinski's up after it on his man, and it's been kicked dead by Holgate. Well, lovely break again by Jason Robinson. Radlinski read it well, followed him down the field. And did I see a trainer coming on to Henry Paul then? However, Holgate had got back very quickly, managed to make it dead, and so it's a drop out from underneath the Workington sticks, and Wigan with another 6 to go in the dying minutes of this game, which Wigan are romping away with. Wigan with a very reorganised side, of course, giving all these players a chance. Henry Paul picks it up. Running away, turning and twisting, he does that so well, manages to get rid of the ball, and some untidy play by Wigan gets possession back to Workington as Press falls on it. On to Armstrong, Armstrong running into Simon Horton. Riley, short pass on to Billy McGinty. Billy McGinty would probably love to score a try against his old colleagues. Riley turns it inside. Wigan in quickly. Workington driving forward, Edwards going in, puts Holgate down, along with Andy Farrell. Marwood kicking behind the Wigan defending it beautifully. Teo, he doesn't take it. Robinson, second attempt. Bit of mauling going on as Twigger Marler comes up. Twigger Marler changing direction, running into trouble as he runs into Kitchen. Martin Dermott, long pass. Quinnell driving his way forward. Martin Dermott again, a good pass. Little overhead kick, and it's been well followed up. Oh, Wigan can't take it. Henry Paul up there. That was a practice move. And there goes the whistle for full time of a most entertaining game. Every man jack on both sides given tremendous effort, tremendous commitment, and a lot of skill shown and a lot of entertainment as Wigan run out final winners by 48 points to 6.